showed no concern at all that his young and beautiful wife was swirling in the arms of a perfect stranger. At midnight, the assembled company gathered for a display of fireworks over the foreshore, and with her necks craned upward, took a young aristocrat in his cups to stumble on a guest who made his arrival late and from the water.
Oh, stop! That's the doctor!
In death, as in life, Andrew Porteous made poor company. 1 week later, the coroner, presiding over an inquest held in camera, determined that virtually every bone in Porteous's body was broken, although his skin was not, and that his stomach was filled not with water, but with whiskey. In the breast pocket of his jacket was a slip of paper bearing nothing but the day's date. The cause of death, the coroner speculated, was a fall from a great height into water. And he'd only add that the first span of the Great Fort Railway Bridge extends northwards from a high promontory on the Dalmeny estate within a mile of the house, and that the current would bring a fallen body to the beach within an hour.
Anyone who'd jump off here to take his life has to be mad. No question.
Aye, you'd have a lot to think about on the way down.
You know, I think I feel faint.
Come on, let's walk back.
On the other hand, if you wanted to get rid of someone, I can't think of a better way to do it. The newspapers merely deplore the lack of moral resilience in the modern generation and call for more railing.
I wrote the article myself, old chap.
So you did. There's nothing personal, of course. But who wrote out the date on that piece of paper? Wasn't Porteous.
Whoever it was that killed him. The place was a prearranged spot they'll probably used before, the time fixed by the train timetables. All he needed was the date.
All right. Now, assuming the Germans are involved, why hurl the bounder off at all?
Let's say they twigged that we were onto the torpedo modification. And not knowing about our agent in Hamburg, they took it that Porteous had betrayed them.
Possible. Which, brings us back to the Fleckners.
Well, you saw my eyes, Seymour. He looked as though he'd been on a forced march.
Now, Porteous was seen getting onto the train at Rosyth at 9:12. He crossed the bridge here and must have got off at Dalmeny at 9:31 on time. Although we might ask ourselves what he was doing back at the base at all.
And very late for the ball. After all, it's not often that junior engineer gets an invitation to one of the great houses of Scotland.
Quite. So, from the station, it would have been about, 30-minute walk by road to the estate?
Or faster, through the woods along the headland, if you know the path.
Yes, but he didn't make it. Rather, he was waylaid and in the falling light, filled up with whiskey, dragged under cover of darkness along this catwalk, and heaved over.
And that would take more than one man, and one man he knew, to meet him at the station and suggest the shortcut.
Otto Fleckner.
My guess. But he wouldn't have had time to go out onto the bridge. He needed at least half a mile to clear the shore and get over deep water.
So, Fleckner left him with at least 2 other men and returned to the ball.
With grassy shoes and a distinct buster.
Pity there's no proof.
Well, we'll just have to find collectable wife virtually in the clammy grip of Seymour Belido, Esquire.
Well, not quite that. We'd have to have a good reason to go, wouldn't we? Damned if I trust my wife with a swine like me.
If these tugboatmen handle their wives like they handle my ship, it explains a lot about the women of Hamburg.
I see your short acquaintance with the Charlottenburg has blossomed into affection. Rust or no rust.
The difference between being a second lieutenant on a battleship and having command of this bucket full of rats.
Yes, you're discovering at an early age that power is the greatest stimulant.
Although after a long voyage, others spring to mind.
Captain, a telegram from Lee.
Damn. Trouble.
Porteous?
His body was washed up in front of the entire gathering at Dalmany House. The tides must have turned.
Oh, in God's name, Von Jesper, I leave these details up to you.
The small details of murder, you mean?
You know I was against his killing.
We agreed he was a traitor and he died like one.
My wife had his confidence. He would not have betrayed us.
I hope you have as much confidence in your wife. Well, you cannot leave her behind anyway.
To return was a suicide.
No, they're calling Porteous' death suicide. Well, it happens all the time from the bridge, as you know. That's why we chose it.
We'll know the moment we set foot on British soil again.
Even at the ball, Hannah was approached by some young officer.
Professor Flechner, a woman as beautiful as your wife must be well accustomed to the attentions of young officers.
Take me directly to the shipyard. I want to see what progress has been made. Throughout my life, only steel has served me without question.
You see, even the workers of Blom and Voss have excelled themselves.
They must be curious to know what it is they're building. I hope security is as good as you say.
Since that nest of radicals was removed, the yard has been running like a clock.
And nonetheless, I want you to check every worker entering the yard from now on. Check and double check.
It is already arranged. Now, Weigert said it will be ready to move in 2 days on schedule. At night and when the river is cleared of commercial traffic.
Good. Perhaps I'm being too pessimistic. If the test goes well, we proceed as planned.
And you can rejoin your wife. She will be missing you.
For one so young, Cora had not failed to scent the whiff of notoriety that surrounded Frau Flechner. Eager to widen her circle, and even more so to shock her mother, she had arranged for the three of them to meet at the Edinburgh Tea Rooms on Princess Street. This was a place where a certain class of older lady could be found, and where no pig was safe.
Ah, here you are, Mama. You've been waiting long enough to have consumed a buttered scone and an eclair regrettably. A moment from the lips, a lifetime on the hips. Ah, well. Those, I think this rent in the summer sale, 17 shillings. Huh? It's pretty enough. Although Mistress McKeever could have run out something similar for rather less. Mistress McKeever? Mother, this is the latest styling from France. Similar to the dress I told you Frau Flechner was wearing at the ball. Do you see the legs here? Key. I shall decide whether or not it is decent for the St. John's Day. All this for the sake of the Russians, I suppose. It's cold. Get out, another cup for two. Ralph Lechner will be joining us soon in the final, a part for three and a selection of kids. This is the occasion of the season. Count the Bobinsky. Oh, it's just like Tolstoy. Mrs. Wishart was telling me only the other day that an entire floor of the Caledonian has been given over to these foreigners. I'm not sure I altogether approve. Although one has to make allowances for the king's relatives, this Bobinsky is related to King Edward, is he not? Oh, he's bound to be. If only through Tsar Nicholas at the very least. Frankly, I believe there's far too much attention being paid to this visit already. But we have something crazy to be quickly. A careful democracy. This visit, it only gets radicals and journalists excited to no good end. Our royal family spend their summer quietly in Balmoral, and the country manages nicely. Execrable noise. If they did, I wonder if only Tsar Nicholas would come to Edinburgh. The Isle of Wight is quite far enough. Personally, I don't see why all these other Russians should be touring the country if the Tsar is not. But then, that's just my opinion. Diplomacy. We loan them millions of pounds, so members of their government and the aristocracy are going around saying, thank you very much. Then the Tsar himself says thank you to the king. Oh, and then there's all these entente things to sign. We shall never see that money again. Either Nicholas will throw it away in another war with Japan, or the Bolsheviks will take it off him. No, that's exactly what Nichols says. Where is he, by the way?